afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, October 27th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. You know you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Without further ado, let's get into the news and some sad news. Mo, former tag team champion of Mo on a Mission with Viscera, has passed away. W Hall of Famer Lenani Kai shared updates, and he has sadly passed away. Men on a Mission were a fun tag team during the early aughts. It's kind of it sucks when a wrestling individual passes away. We got news on the Tanahashi retirement match. He wants Shinsuke Nakamura helped usher in that new era of New Japan, and surprisingly AEW does not have a problem with this, but it's just like if WWE's red tape is the reason behind all of it all. It's all on WWE because AEW has partnerships with, you know, some of the top promotions around the world, one of them being New Japan, very obviously, but sometimes you just gotta let things happen that way, and this is all in WWE's core. Remember, WWE didn't let Sting be there for someone's Hall of Fame induction. I can't remember who it was, and AEW had no problem with this. Samantha Irvin has let it be known that when she left WWE, she is under a 2-year non-compete clause, which is absurd. So she has 1 year left. She's, you know, making music, and that's what's keep holding her on, but these non-compete clauses wouldn't hold up on the paper that they're written on. I remember when she signed that deal in early, I believe 2024, came with a pay raise and all that, but WWE were holding her back and would do the things that she obviously wanted to, to do. WWE has announced the next date for NXT Deadline. This is their kind of one of their signature pay-per-views. Will be going down December 6th in San Antonio at the Techport Arena, and usually with Deadline comes the Iron Survivor match, which has been a really fun match. It has been announced that Lillian Garcia has re-upped with the WWE. A new deal. Is good to have her on the back burner when some of their announcers cannot be there. In some not so shocking news, since the TKO merger of WWE and Endeavor, WWE's ticket prices have nearly doubled. Let that sink in. Prices have nearly doubled. That is absurd. And the crazy thing is, they're going to keep going up because the head of TKO, Mark Shapiro, has said so. Money in the Bank will be going down later than usual in 2026. It will be going down in September, on Sunday, September 6th at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. This is to make up for New Orleans losing WrestleMania in 2026. WWE is going back to Vegas, and this is also kind of just dumb because Money in the Bank has really been that summer tentpole event, and now it's been moved to the fall. Not good. ESPN responds to claims that WWE deal is a financial mistake. They're saying that in the long run, it will bring in more subscribers for their platform, which is pretty much true. But in the early going for a lot of these deals, they will not be making much money. Fans called AEW for, well, they acknowledge Camille, wished her a happy birthday. Fans are like, yo, she still works there? Yeah. But here's the thing, AEW wishes everybody happy birthday no matter who you are, so it's kind of crazy to see them not announce Camille. She still works there. I want to see her back. Candice LeRae has quietly moved from a less wrestling role and starting to learn how to produce matches, which is really great. She probably is the best wrestling mind out of all the women in the WWE. Probably Io and Becky are up there, but Candice LeRae is respected by everyone inside and outside of the ring. NXT has announced their Gold Rush event, which is kind of like their Worlds Collide event part 2. It would involve NXT, Evolve, TNA, and Triple A. It will be going down at Madison Square Garden in their theater. It will be a 2-week event. We will see what goes. There's taking place before and during the week of Thanksgiving. WWE is not using AI. That's what they claim, but they're clearly using AI. They kind of use it as a tool to help put things together, but in the long run, we know that they're going to use AI to take over the writer's role. It's pretty much right now eliminating writing assistants roles, which is absolutely terrible. They were really upset that this news got out. AI is taking over the world, and I am ready to fight Skynet. On the injury side of things, Devon Dudley says he suffered a shoulder and arm injury at Bound for Glory in his retirement match against the Hardy Boys. So Ruka has vacated the North American Championship because she has a hurt leg and she cannot defend that championship. We don't know the extent of her injury, but it's bad enough where she couldn't defend the championship. Looks like Penelope Ford might be hurt. Hopefully she is okay. She was grabbing her elbow after hitting that moonsault during Dynamite. We will get more news on her. Pretty Peter Avalon is undergoing another surgery amid his in-ring absence. What did he have done? He had some injury. We just don't know what it is, but he's been a big part of AEW since the beginning. Hopefully all things will go well with him. Kota Ibushi has been discharged from the hospital and is already walking after he fractured his femur, which is good news, but it is going to be a long road to recovery. WWE Hall of Famer Abdullah the Butcher has been hospitalized at the age of 84 amid serious health concerns. He's battling just a lot of things. He's down in Puerto Rico. He got moved to Georgia. That's what he did for the sport, so we shall see. Hopefully all things work out for him. And lastly, Rhea Ripley has a broken nose, so it caused her to cancel a meet and greet. But that is the news and the injuries, and we shall be right back with the weekend review. All right, you know how we do. We start off with the week in review. Monday Night Raw. We open up with Adam Pearce saying that Seth Rollins will be stripped of the championship as he underwent major surgery and he cannot defend. CM Punk will face the winner of a battle royal later tonight. The Vision comes out and he demands the championship from Braun. Looks good with the championship on him and has Pearce, kind of beg for, which he doesn't get the championship back. And then Heyman's like, yo, we're not the villains, but we the villains, but we're always going to turn on Seth, yada yada yada. That's fine. Backstage we got Maxine Dupree, Otis, who is Becky's out preparing for her match against Becky Lynch. We got some other stuff backstage which is kind of irrelevant. Dom is politicking leading to the Judgment Day defending their tag team titles, and they're not happy. Dom argued with Finn and JD. Roxanne gave Dom a pep talk. Raquel urged Roxanne to focus on their match later. Of course, when Finn and JD defend the tag team championship against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, another makeshift tag team, of course, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee win the tag team championships. It's fine. I just don't like when singular wrestlers come together as teams defeats bona fide teams. So Dom's plan backfired. The Usos, we were backstage with them. Jay apologized to Jimmy for last week, and Jimmy reminded him that Roman won't be in the Battle Royal tonight, and both vowed to go all out against each other but shook hands. Dom defended the Intercontinental Championship against Rusev, and Dom attacked Rusev before the bell because he was going to beat him in a straight up one-on-one match. Rusev dominated his match early, but Dom uses understanding attacks, especially with a rough distraction and a low blow. Hit the 619 frog splash, 1, 2, 3. After the match, Penta attacked Rusev with the tornado DDT. Becky defended the Intercontinental Championship against Maxine Dupree. This was really, really good. We were in Maxine's hometown, and she looked good, but ultimately Becky lost her composure, getting herself DQ. So that's 2 back-to-back wins Maxine Dupree has over Becky Lynch. Becky attacked Maxine after the match. No one came out to help her. I like what we're doing with Maxine Dupree. This is really, really working here. We had a backstage vignette with the Kabuki Warriors. who bragged about injuring Rhea Ripley, and they are becoming a new dominant team once again, warrant the entire tag team division. I'm putting my money on these two to defeat Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. That we followed up with Stephanie Vaquer versus Roxanne Perez. It was noted that Stephanie Vaquer is the winningest wrestler so far of 2025, tying LA Knight for the most televised matches. Raquel tried interfering, but ultimately Stephanie Vaquer won the match. They attacked Stephanie after the match until Nikki Bella made the save. Raquel slipped during a springboard and looked visibly frustrated, so she may or may not be hurt, but she recovered well. Backstage, Pierce was with Paul Heyman. Pierce removed Braun and Bronson from the Battle Royal because of what they did, and Heyman pleaded to reinstate them, which was not happening. Pierce was like, say please. Becky then confronted Heyman, and there was a nice exchange between the two, but she threatened him and affirmed Seth's superiority and that he will come back and destroy all of them. Backstage, Lyra expressed her desire for solo goals, but Bayley teased a birthday idea for next week, which is them getting a tag team title shot. Backstage, Heyman delivered his speech to his mentee, saying, listen, everyone has listened to me, has succeeded and become champions. Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Learn from me. It's not just about dominance, it's also about politicking your way to the top. They both vow to hurt people. We hurt people. Backstage, Nikki and Stephanie vowed to have each other's back, but Nikki also wants that championship in the Battle Royal. The winner faces CM Punk for the World Championship at Saturday night's main event. All participants were Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, AJ Styles, LA Knight, Kofi, Sheamus, Ivar, Otis, Tozawa, Rusev, Penta, El Grande Americana, Finn Balor, Gene McDonagh, Dominic Mysterio, and a couple others. CM Punk was on commentary. We had a nice little big meaty men slapping man meet between Otis and Ivar, but Rusev eliminated both of them. Dom eliminated Penta and Rusev, so the Aussie title was not done. I'm expecting a triple threat match to go down at Saturday night's main event. We had more eliminations, but ultimately the final six were the Usos, Kofi, AJ, Knight, and Dom. Ultimately, Jey Uso won the match, which a lot of people are not happy with because he's getting another World Championship match, but he's super over it. Get over it. Over on Dynamite, this was a standard show as we're holding pattern until Full Gear, which I will be going to. Opening contest was the Trios Championship. They're being defended against the Hurt Syndicate. I would have loved for a title change here because it felt right, but the Ops ultimately retained here after Ricochet got involved and caused a distraction. We did get a nice little one-on-one contest between Shibata and Shelton Benjamin. Who would have thought in 2025 we would be saying that? Oh my goodness, give me that one-on-one match. After the match, Joe mocked the crowd and asked why Joe. Why? Also shout out to Charles Barkley with Will Hobbs. He called out Hangman and promised to slap his ass and make you my bitch. Mercedes Moné arrived, and she was flanked by male models holding all 12 of her championships. Chris Statlander was backstage and told Renee she doesn't need parades or models. She's beaten Toni Storm twice now. Well, once in a triple threat match and the other was one-on-one. She accepted Mercedes Moné's challenge full gear. Darby Allin cut a promo as he addressed the crowd that he's too reckless and he represents AEW to the best of his abilities and he would die for this company. He said as long as the Death Riders exist, he would keep on fighting. Then we had a Jurassic Express video with Jack Perry saying the Jurassic Express is back to reclaim what they lost, their names, their reputations, and eventually the tag team championship. We got a fatal four-way women's tag team qualifier with the winner getting to choose their opponents in the first round. The teams were Omega Bane and Penelope Ford, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, Harley Cameron and Bullet Nightingale, Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter. This match was all chaotic, but everybody showed good chemistry. And if this is what the tag team division could bring to us, I'm all for it. Ultimately, Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata won the random team, but obviously they chose the Sisters of Sin as their first round opponent. We get the brackets later on in the evening. The Young Bucks were demanding a money match from Tony Khan. He's like, you know what? I will give you one. And if you said you'll do anything for it, okay. You will take on Jet Speed and Jurassic Express teaming up with these guys, none other than their longtime rivals in FTR. We had Mercedes Moné's Ultimo celebration. Ultimo Moné was right there She is 12 belts Monet, but as soon as the championship celebration was going to start, Minnie Monet showed back up, got the crowd going. Mercedes was clearly quite upset, ragged on Harley Cameron, but she was not alone. Chris Stanley popped up, smashed Mercedes' face into the cake, and the powerbombed her through the table. Jon Moxley cut a promo. He reflected on his loss to Darby Allin and admitted that Darby's commitment to self-destruction beat him, but he vowed to rise again, which leads us into his match versus Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle always looks good against these top-tier opponents. Ultimately, Moxley couldn't put Kyle away, so he got himself DQ'd by elbowing the referee, and Moxley's confidence is shaken. This leads to the conglomeration and the Death Artist getting to it, leading to a 6-man tag with Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong taking on Yuta, Claudio, and Garcia. Ultimately, the conglomeration won the match. Actually, no, yeah, the conglomeration won the match. This was really, really good. Pac attacked Mark Briscoe after the match. Ishii and Marina joined in. This was great. Darby Allin made the save with a baseball bat. Backstage, Mercedes, still covered in cake, screamed at the top of her lungs, wanted to get clean. Athena appeared, said, listen. You and I, we can do this dance forever, but you and I both want more gold. So how about we enter this tag team tournament? And Mercedes agreed to that, and then Athena was like, all right, it's time to go start minion training. Mercedes like, minion training? Oh, hell no. Y'all don't get it. Mercedes is a great straight man to her comedy partners. I don't understand how you can hate these women. And we had a Don Collins family segment. Kyle Fletcher entered bragged by beating Mark Briscoe. Briscoe wants one more shot because Kyle did cheat, but Kyle's mocked Briscoe and said he's a financial burden on his family and refused to give him the match. We're probably going to get number 6 going down at Full Gear. The women's tag team title bracket was announced. So on one side of the bracket, we have Queen Aminata and the Sisters of Sin taking on Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter taking on the Sisters of Sin. They'll face the winners of, I believe, Willow and Harley versus Mercedes and Athena. And on the other side, we got Alex Windsor and Riho, random team. They're clearly not winning. They're taking on Tony, and Mina Shirakawa. And they'll face the winners of Mega Bane and Penelope Ford versus TJ. I don't like that match, but I don't like the two bona fide teams facing each other in the first round. There has to be an upset somewhere because we're all assuming the finals will be Mercedes and Athena versus Tony and Mina. But then we get a Mina Shirakawa interview. She told Renee that she hasn't heard from Tony, but is still forming the Timeless Love Bombs. That's their team name. Declan confronted her, so we're going to get a match on Collision. In the main event, Bandido took on Kazuchika Okada, who was defending his Unified Championship. This was a fantastic match. Nice back and forth. Beautiful reversals, even with Okada getting hit by his own Rainmaker from Bandido. Ultimately, Okada won the match. Don Callis celebrated with the rest of the family, except for Takeshita, who appeared on stage holding the IWGP Championship. Teases the competition between these two. Please can I get this match at Full Gear? Please can I get Takeshita versus Okada at Full Gear? Please, my life is yours if you do that. Over on SmackDown, Drew's time to shine again. Will they pull the trigger on him? We open up with Cody backstage, speaking to Jimmy. Jimmy thanked Cody for what he did for his cousin Jacob, and Cody said, "Listen, I still got beef with your family, but you and I and Jimmy and you and I and Jay were good." Cody, we noted that the title will be on the line versus Drew McIntyre at Saturday night's main event. We get to the ring. Cody, explained himself with his little heelish tendencies, and it was uncharacteristic of him. He owed Drew apology, and he gave it to them. Drew came out, no music, and berated the fans to call Cody a corporate propaganda sellout, and he did not attack Jacob Fatu. So they ended up obviously fighting, and Jimmy jumped Drew from the barricade. Security separated them. Drew argued with Nick about Jimmy's attack, but Jimmy blindsided him again. Jimmy's out for blood. Our opening contest was Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura versus JC Mateo and Tama Tonga. I don't know why we went with this tag team version of the MST, just because Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are the more qualified team. But ultimately, the MFTs won after some interference from the rest of the MF Jimmy versus Drew was set for later in the evening. It will be no disqualification. Julia took a call before being interrupted by Chelsea Green and Alba Fire proposing a brand merger. Kiana James arrived assaulting Chelsea Green as a discount. Diva said she wasn't on Julia's schedule. Julia walked off unimpressed. Then we had Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James. This was set up from last week. This was an okay match. Tiffany ultimately won with the prettiest moonsault ever. Julia attacked. Jade Cargill made the save and telegraphed this heel turn so much, absolutely destroying Tiffany Stratton, laying waste to her and posing with the title. Ilya Dragunov was backstage with Sammy, and Sammy, and him showed mutual respect and passed the open challenge to Dragunov. Then we go over to Jay, who says, patience isn't waiting, you take everything with power, and she's taking that championship. This suits Jay, and I think Tiffany Stratton's championship reign is pretty much coming to an end sooner rather than later. Ilya Dragunov had his open challenge. First, he addressed the fans, thanking them about his recovery and his obsession. He promised pain will entertain you. His open challenge was answered by none other than Aleister Black, now accompanied by his wife Zelina Vega. This was a fun match. Ultimately, Dragunov won after Damian Priest revealed his fire-scarred eye, causing distracting, and Dragunov hit the torpedo monster. After the match, Priest attacked Black with a chair. Vega jumped on his back, saving her husband. Backstage, Mello was being interviewed, and Kathy Kelly interviewed him, talking about where do you and the Miz go from here? He said, listen, I respect the Miz. I'm thankful for what he did for me, but he kept stealing my shine. It's time for me to go back to being him. Kit Wilson interrupted, lecturing Hayes about toxic hyper masculinity. So we're going to get this obvious one-on-one match. Next week, backstage, Dragunov, Fraxum, and DIY were all together, and DIY teased them, called Fraxum Pinky in the Brain. Tamataga appeared with no face, being confusing everyone with his strange gesture. Whatever. MFTs were making them, I guess, great again. We had a women's tag team championship segment in the backstage with Alexa and Charlotte addressing Bayley and Lyra, saying that they will accept the challenge. Nia interrupted and mocked Charlotte and Alexa, like, listen, last time I checked, you two are bullies, you two are mean, evil people, especially Alexa Bliss. One of you is going to turn to each other, which is going to lead to Nia versus Alexa next week. And in our main event, Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre ended with Drew McIntyre winning by pinfall, hitting Jimmy with a Claymore click. This was a fine match. After the match, Drew attacked Jimmy again with a chair. Cody made the save and they brawled. Drew recovered and laid out Cody with a Claymore kick. Can we please put the championship on Drew already? Drew McIntyre has been carrying the WWE for far too long with him not getting rewarded. Over on Collision, this was again a solid show to move toward full gear. We opened up with Hangman cutting a promo. He said he's lived long enough to see himself become the villain, and he's called out the ops and he's going to go through them and end Joe. He said Joe was embarrassed by his loss and claimed he's hunting Joe down, vowing to ruin his life. Early in the day, Pac was with the rest of the ops, saying he is a disciplined man. He's going to smoke Ishii, which leads us to Pac versus Ishii in a fantastic match. Ishii was going to lose this, but his toughness always elevates the match and allowed Pac to win. Then we had Thekla versus Mina Shirakawa in a fine match. A little miscommunication early in the match. Mina looked good, but ultimately Julian Sky appeared ringside, giving the distraction, and Thekla got the win with the spear and the death trap submission. Backstage, Lexi Nair was with TJ, and they're looking for a fight. You know what I mean? They were interrupted by none other than Nick Sanul and Miranda Alizé. You know who they are if you know independent wrestling. They're also a couple in real life. Challenge them to a future match. We're going to get that. This is probably going to be a nice little warm up for TJ for the tag tournament, but it's good to see more women vowing for these titles. And I think that's what we're going to do. The titles won't just be defended in AEW, but CMLL and New Japan and Stardom. This is really, really good. We had the MTV Casting Call segment, and they ran down Arcadia Aurora, which, ladies and gentlemen, she is not a can of busted biscuit. If you've seen Arcadia Aurora, that woman is a goddess, Lord. This led to an open challenge with Olympia from CMLL defeating Taya Valkyrie, and this was pretty much leading to Olympia taking on Mercedes Moné next week on Dynamite for the CMLL Women's Championship. Brian Keith versus Ace Austin ends with Ace Austin winning the match. It's good to get Ace on screen. Noticeably, Brian Keith was not with Big Bill. Backstage, Don Callis was being interviewed. He downplayed the tension between Takeshi and Okada, calling the sibling rivalry, and he announced a summit for Dynamite. We had a segment in the parking lot. The Outrunners and Don Callis were interviewed talking about their secrets of success and going for the Trios Championships, but we got the quote-unquote acclaimed arguing backstage and walking off, ruining the interview segment. Hook defeated Griff Garrison of the Frat House. 3-minute match. Eddie Kingston prevented the Frat House from attacking. Like I said, Olympia, excuse me, challenged Mercedes Moné for the CMLL Women's Championship. Her promo was in Spanish. If you see Olympia, she is jacked. We had some promos for the women's tag team title tournament, with the first match going down this week on Dynamite, as it will be Jamie Hayter and Queen McDonagh taking on the Sisters of Sin. This is also Friday Night Dynamite. In the main event, the $400,000 tag team match, FTR and the Young Bucks taking on Jet Speed and Jurassic Express. Fun match worthy of the main event, but ultimately Jet Speed and Jurassic Express won the match. With the Young Bucks are still broke. Our matches of the week from Raw: AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Judgment Day for the World Tag Team Championship. From Dynamite, of course, Kazuchika Okada versus Bandido for the Unified Championship. From Marigold, Grand Destiny Victoria, Yuzuki versus Mai Sakura for the United National Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, the dream match, Io Sky versus Mayu Iwatani. Good Lord, ladies and gentlemen, go watch this match. Like we've been saying, Io is the best wrestler on the planet, and guess who's not far behind her? Mayu Iwatani. If you ask me who I think the best women's wrestlers right now are, I'd probably say 3 or 4 of them are Joshis: Io, Mayu, Sari, and Saya Minitami. So good. Our stars of the week, got to give it to Tatum Paxley for becoming your new NXT Women's Champion, and Blake Monroe for becoming your new NXT Women's North American Champion. They both won their respective championships at Halloween Havoc. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen what we got coming up. Check out the socials: Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. I see you when I see you. Peace.